Hi, I'm Sibylle Caffio, Professor Assistant at Joseph Fourier University in the Laboratoire d'Informatique de Grenoble, France. This last part of the course deals to verification by testing the usability of a designed system. We consider here the evaluations conducted to verify the usability. These evaluations are performed during the whole design process. Usability evaluations should not be confused with the validation of a system. Validation is a particular stage of the design process. It aims to verify the consistency of the system with the specifications documents made early in the design. The goals of usability evaluations are thus. They are used to identify difficulties in appropriating or to use to compare several design possibilities, All evaluation methods can be divided in two main categories. First, the expert evaluations, which are conducted by usability experts and check that the standards guidelines are applied. Second, evaluations with people who play the role of users are used to gather user feedback and the context of use, the closest that to the real use context. These do not consist of a demonstration of a prototype and asking the user what they think, or to make a design in which the future users involve, with brainstorming and so on, for example. Assessment is a field study to answer a question raised in the design, such as what interaction between A and B is best for people over 80 years old in a retirement home. This example also demonstrates the need for realistic evaluation in order to answer the question of a design context. An assessment that must answer for use retirement homes where the user is rarely alone cannot be answered if the participant is placed in an office alone. In addition to the environment, to provide realistic results, the assessment should be carried out by a group of persons. It is not possible to keep the opinion of a single user and to consider it is a representative of all the users. Last, participants will have to complete tasks to use the system. This task must be learned from the real activity. The second actor is the evaluator. It is responsible for creating the experiment protocol to achieve the reversals and analyze the results. To ensure the impartiality of the student, the evaluator should never be one of the designers. Before you begin as an evaluator, what you set up for your assessment? The most important issue is the design question that the evaluation will seek to answer. It is what will determine all other choices you make next. More precisely, the question is, the easier it is to create the protocol and find an answer. The other points are defined without predefined order. You must choose the participant population, how many people will participate in the assessment, and what will be the selected profile. It should also define the activity to be performed during the evaluation. It is composed of two activities that coexist. Computer activity, that the user interface is in design, and user activity. It being understood that the user never uses the system as planned. The goal of an assessment is to understand the logic of the user to perform the real activity that accomplished with the interface. From this, in case of misunderstanding between the activity of the interface and the user, interface can be modified to be adapted to the user logic. Participants and the performed activity provide data which must then be analyzed to detect problems, answering the question of assessment, and propose improvements. These moments are the most suitable for the detection of future dysfunction before a costly development phases. The changes are still easily doable, and yet the mockup are a representation of the user interface already enough concrete to allow discussion with users and provide answers to questions of design. In summary, evaluations are performed during the whole design process. We will discuss in the following courses all points to create an evaluation. Make and use data to be useful at the end of the design.